Alright, let's do this. Hello everyone, Mouse98 here with a brand new video. Today we're going over the art form known as Abstract Expressionism. As of usual, this video will be broken up into 3 parts. Part 1 will go over the definition and history of the form. Part 2 will go over the style of it. And Part 3 will be how it affects us today, along with my thoughts. Alright, let's do this. Now, Abstract Expressionism is an artistic movement that came into prominence in the mid-20th century, around after World War II. It was to convey the artist's liberty through their emotions and attitudes through a non-traditional and non-representational means. It began in the 1940s and gained popularity in the 1950s. Some of the most prominent abstract expressionist artists were and are Jackson Pollock, whom was the first one that started the movement, William D. Kooning, Franz Kline, and Mark Rothko. Now, most of these artists lived in New York. Now, something I did find interesting is that the term the movement itself is accepted. It is not an accurate description of the styles used within its movement. Example being that a Jackson Pollock may not look the same as a Philip Guston. Now, of course, they do share one common trait, and that is being they are abstract. They do not depict forms not drawn from the visible world, and the paintings are to show the personal emotional freedom of their expression. Now, the early examples of the abstract expressionists were Arshile Gorky, whom had painted a suggestive biomorphic shapes using a free, a linear, and liquid paint application. There was also another person by the name Hans Hofmann, whom had used dynamic and strongly textured brushwork in abstract, however, conventionally composed works. Now, most of these painters that helped start this movement actually came from Europe due to the Nazi takeover of the continent. Now, the movement is regarded to have been kicked off by a man named Jackson Pollock, along with another person by the name of William D. Kooning during the late 40s and early 50s. Now, what are the key characteristics of his art style? Now, as stated earlier, there is no one way to do it. However, that being said, there is one middle ground within the movement. The styles, for instance, tend to be more lyrical, delicate imagery, and fluid. Artists such as Motherwell and Gottlieb used a more structured, forceful, and almost calligraphic form of pictures. The last middle ground happened to be the less emotional, expressive. The use here was large areas, fields of flat color, and thin diaphanous paint for a subtle and meditative mindset. Now, what impact did it have in the art scene and culture? The art scene had a significant impact on both the American and European art scenes. Pop art, for example, had begun to pick up again due to abstract expressionism, giving it a new meaning to the genre. Eventually, artists started to grow tired and reject the abstract expressionist movement and began moving on to pop art, which was a vital part of American and artistic culture. New expressive pieces began to pop up, expanding the artistic culture and mindset. This shows that freedom of artistic expression can lead to a more creative society. So what are my thoughts on this movement? Pretty positive. I wish it lasted a little longer, but hey, not everything is meant to last. And I could see it getting old real quick. But it's important to see that these people, that these artists, came here, I hate America, but still, came here to escape from the Nazi restriction on their artistic movement, just to show their emotions, their feelings. This is basically a raw artistic form of expression. And this is why I'm for, freedom of speech in terms of artistic expression. This needs to happen. A more creative society means a more richer culture. More richer culture means, more educated people and so on. It'd be a shame if we just shut down all artistic expression for no reason whatsoever. Which begs the question, why are people so anal over this? Well, anyway, that was a video on abstract expressionism. I hope you enjoyed it, and with 3 people that watch this video, since videos such as these don't get a lot of views, but for those of you who watch and, stuck around to the end, thank you. On the next video, we will talk about the great myth of cultural Marxism. That might take some time. I'll try to have it out before I take my trip to Missouri. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, dislike it if you disliked it, comment, critique, and make sure you hit the bell notification and subscription button if you want to see more of my videos in the future. This is Mouse98 signing off.